Good morning and welcome to Vibrant Morning here in BTV Kenya. Now, Vibrant Morning brings you newspaper review, especially what is in the People Daily newspaper. Now, without much wasting time, once again, welcome to Vibrant Morning this Tuesday. And we are very happy that the Lord has given us another day that we are here just to bring you what is happening in the Republic of Kenya and the neighboring counties, that is East Africa. Now remember, before we get into what is in the People Daily newspaper, we will give you a brief of what is in the different newspapers in the Republic of Kenya and East Africa. So please make sure you keep tuned, keep following us, keep sending comments, because your comments are very vital. They help us to know where we are reaching you from. You can reach us on Facebook page Blackman TV, and also you can also reach us on YouTube BTV Kenya, as well as you can also reach us on TikTok and Instagram BTV. This morning I'm your host Gagi Isaiah, and Lennox is not around with us. He is outside there to gather for us what is in the Republic of Kenya or what is happening in Migori and beyond. Now, let me just get to what is there in different headlines of the newspapers that we have in East Africa. And beginning with what we see here is, I'm going to get to today. Allow me to begin with what is in the newspaper. That is in the newspaper from Tanzania. We have different newspapers from Tanzania, and that is, we have the Citizen from Tanzania. The headline of the Citizen newspaper from Tanzania is why Tanzania's textile industry is struggling. You can also check that and read more of that, but the part of the story states that from a peak of 33 operational mills in 2017, the number has shrunk just to three recently, with the decline being attributed to, among other factors, the impact of structural adjustment program and trade liberation policies. Now that is what is in the Citizen newspaper in Tanzania, why textile industry in Tanzania is struggling. You can also check that and read more and more and more. And also we have another newspaper here. This is a newspaper from Tanzania known as Jamhuri. Now Jamhuri say pressure in a panda, pressure in a shuka. You can also get to check that. Tatu bora ya wagombea uongozi ndani ya CCM wajulikana Jumamosi hii. Hilo unaweza kusoma katika gazeti ya Jamhuri. Pia wanasema mchuano mkali majimbo ya Arusha mjini, Arumeru, Isimani na Iringa mjini. Hayo ni kile ambacho unaweza kupata kwenye gazeti hilo, na pia kilio cha wazabuni wazawa. Tafadhali pata kusoma gazeti hilo na ukapate kuona kile ambacho kinaendelea. Na pia Zanzibar leo pia tunapata wakandarasi malizeni miradi ya maendeleo. Hilo pia unaweza pata katika gazeti ya hilo Zanzibar. Na pia The Monitor, that is in Uganda, a life well lived, that is a story of George Kanyehiamba. That is their story in. And also we have Sowetan, Chachalia's pledge to fix SAPS. You can also check that. Na Majira pia iko hapo, gazeti inaitwa Majira inasema ya kwamba serikali yaja na maagizo 7 uboreshaji biashara. That is also in Tanzania. And also we have a newspaper here that is News Vision. Now News Vision, on the headline we see how they say government upgrades 1,700 health shelters. You can also check that and read more and more of such stories. They are there in the newspapers that I just gave you briefly. But also we also have another newspaper known as Mwananchi from Tanzania. That is mchezo mchafu watikisa chama cha CCM. Hilo pia unaweza kusoma na kupata zaidi. Now we also have other newspapers, especially here in Kenya, where we have these newspapers. One, we have the Standard newspaper. Now in the Standard newspaper, the big story is muzzled by state. The Standard newspaper is saying muzzled by state. That is the headline of the Standard newspaper. A public servant in Nanyuki is living proof of the damage police brutality inflicted on society. Now Chief Martin Kariuki Rienye, father to Julia Wangui, the latest victim of deadly police violence while in custody, is now a broken man, gagged from speaking to the media. He is trapped in a cruel dilemma, standing with a grieving public demanding justice, or serving a government whose own officers caused his daughter's death. You can also check that story. That story is there in the Standard newspaper. You can grab your copy and read that newspaper. And also we move to Daily Nation newspaper, reckless talks. And here you will see the images of different politicians. One, Joseph, that is Baringo North MP, and also we have Kapsaret MP, and also we have Wajir women representative, and also we have a Tiati member of parliament. That is reckless talk. You can also grab that newspaper and read more comprehensively of what is in that newspaper. And also we have Taifa Leo hapa nchini Kenya. Ni jaribuni mimi Gen Z. Tunaona Matiangi pale. Matiangi ajisifu kuwa yeye si mkabila, ni mchapakazi. Ndiye ufagio wa kufagilia mbali uozo serikalini, na kwamba yeye si mkongwe katika siasa za Kenya. Kwa wale ambao wanapenda kusoma gazeti ya Taifa Leo, hilo utalipata pale. Tafadhali ingia pale na ukaweza kuchukua gazeti lako la Taifa Leo na ukaweza kusoma zaidi. Utapata hayo yaliyomo pale kwenye gazeti. Na pia we have a Business Daily, state to privatize part of Kisumu Malaba SGR line. You can also see that those are partly what we are having for you in the People Daily newspaper. You can check and read much more comprehensively. Now, as we continue, you will realize that there are also a number of newspapers headlines that we are also going to have for you, as we have seen part of other newspapers that are there. Now, getting into what we have, People Daily newspaper. Now, in the People Daily newspaper, there is a lot. And looking at what we have on the cover page of the People Daily newspaper, Matiangi, prepare for 2002 moments. That's what Matiangi is called for. There is no path for a return of the Ruto presidency. We can't see any way he can win. We are looking at a peaceful transfer of power. Now, that is what Matiangi said during the interview. You can also check that and read more comprehensively. And on the cover page of the People Daily newspaper, we also see some others. Cash shortfalls threaten schools operation. You can also check that. And also how indisciplined nominated ward reps will be recalled. Those are also some part of the stories which are also in the People Daily newspaper. Remember, People Daily newspaper is a free newspaper. You can grab your copy and read more and more extensively because People Daily newspaper is a free newspaper. Now, looking into what we are having in page 2 of the People Daily newspaper is that cash shortfalls threaten school operations. Now, that's what the head teachers are saying now. The story is by Wangari Njuguna. The story is by Wangari Njuguna. Administrators warn they may have to release students earlier than planned. Why? Because there is shortfall in the cash to help operate and manage the schools. Now, secondary school education headed for collapse due to inadequate government funding. The Kenyan Secondary School Heads Association, KESHA, has warned schools are experiencing serious financial crisis that requires urgent attention, said KESHA National Chair Willie Kuria. You can also check that and read much of more of that story on what is in the People Daily newspaper. Please remember, don't be left behind, because you can, if you are not able to get access to the physical the People Daily newspaper, please get online. Just type People Daily newspaper. You'll find their newspaper. You can read for free entirely, and all that which is inside there, all that is in the People Daily newspaper. And on the same page too, we see fraud. State links Inua Jamii system with civil records. You can also check that story by Alvin Sumwangi. Now, the government is integrating Inua Jamii cash transfer program database with civil registration record to eliminate ghost beneficiaries and stop payment to deceased individuals following revelations that funds continued being disbursed to people who died long time ago. Now, you know, Inua Jamii has been very, very effective to help the aged people. We believe that move by the government is going to see that all the fundings which are there are useful. You can also check that as part of the story I just gave you on page 2, where the head teachers of secondary schools are now saying there's a lot of cash fall, and most probably the schools will be forced to close early because of the financial crisis that threaten the management of different schools or different secondary schools across the Republic of Kenya. You can also check that story and read more comprehensively. Now, I just want to take a short break to take a glass of water. Then we'll be right back. Please keep following, keep sending your comments, because we are here to give you the best. We serve the best first, but not last. So keep following, keep sending your comments. BTV, that's on your YouTube page, on Facebook page, Blackman TV. We are taking a short break. We'll be right back. Keep tuned. welcome back, my dear viewers. After that short break, we are right back, just as I promised you. Remember to keep following us on BTV Kenya. That's on YouTube and also on Facebook. You can follow us on Blackman TV. At the same time, you can also follow us on TikTok and also on Instagram, BTV. Like I said earlier, we were not here with my co-host Lennox Odede, but thanks to God, Lennox is here. Yes, he has battled the cold weather. He has battled the jam in Migori, and he's right back with me. Welcome, Mr. Lennox. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. I hope your mic is also on.
Yeah, I believe it's on. My producer and director have signaled me.
Okay, thank you so much.
Working.
Now, let me give you time to say hi to our dear viewers before I introduce you formally to what you normally do best.
Yes, our dear viewers, thank you so much for being tuned. Thank you so much for having us. You know, we should be doing this thing. These technical hitches should not be there, because you can, as you can hear, my level of English is going down. It has went down.
Why?
Or it has gone down. Which one? Okay. Anyway, we have a lot of things that are happening in Migori County. Number one, we have the Nyanza Gold Summit, a 3-day summit which began yesterday. It was officially launched by the PS in charge of mining, that is Hari Kimutai, and it brought together stakeholders drawn from the mining sector across the Nyanza region. And we saw the former governor of Migori, Kotobado, being one of the people who attended the event. The summit will come to an end tomorrow, and I believe tomorrow we will also go back there and see some of the deliberations they have, and how the mining sector is going to be better. Remember, we've had several issues in the mining sector, especially in Nyatike, whereby the chemicals that are being used to extract gold, most of the time during rainy season, they get access, or they get their way to the water sources, that is the river. And you know, most people from Nyatike are subsistence farmers, and they have livestock, and you know, they still use that traditional way of watering livestock, that is, you take livestock to the river. Yes, ikifika, you find that mtoto anatoka shule saa sita, then you're being told take the cows and the goats and the whatever to the river, so that they can at least drink water, then you take them back before you go back to school. I know you grew up in the village, and you know that kind of life.
Fully, I understand fully
so
that.
You know when these animals consume this water, this contaminated water, most of the time we've had cases of animals dying in Nyatike because of consuming water full of chemicals that are being used to extract the gold and the copper. And again, there are issues of licensing the artisanal miners. So the government, they were urged to at least form a cooperative society, so that at least when it comes to licensing them, they get licensed as a group, because licensing as an individual, it might be a bit expensive. So, and then again, forming cooperatives will also help the government to at least sensitize them and teach them on the best ways to do their mining activities. And again, there are partners who are coming in to bring in sophisticated machines, the modern machines that will help them in mining and gold extraction, as opposed to the traditional method whereby the chemicals get access to water bodies. And again, another thing is that a committee was formed that will enable them to at least air their grievances and acquire a consent or permits to, because you know, in Nyatike there are forested areas, but again, in those forested areas you will find that there are gold. So they were advised on ways to seek consent anytime they want to do a mining activity in a forested areas, and at least agree on ways of conserving the forest, because after conducting a mining activity, when you cut down a single tree, the law requires you to at least plant more 5. So those are some of the things that the government is looking at. And again, we had the issue of Made Migori, but the issue of Made Migori is still in the court, and so commenting on it will be a bit sophisticated. But the Made Migori, the PS said that they are going to have a meeting with the Made Migori to ensure that the artisanal miners are not exploited. And another thing which is very nasty, I don't know why it have to, or rather it has to happen. Is it have to happen or has to happen?
It had to happen.
Okay, no.
It took place. It had taken place.
No, but what I mean is, it is something that happens.
Continue.
Yeah,
it has to.
Yeah, it has to happen anytime that we have dignitaries in Migori County. Yes, we've seen chaos anytime we have very, very prominent people in the county. And I'll tell you, we almost witnessed chaos in Goke Haraka when we had the Deputy President Kithure Kindiki. We saw our leaders almost engaging themselves on the podium, and this is a function whereby the Deputy President was there. We had dignitaries like Aaron Cheruyot, we had Silvanus. Those are people who came outside the county and came here. So it took, Soro took the initiative to at least control everything. And, it is something that it doesn't augur well. And then the following day, which was on Sunday, we also had a function in Nyatike, Kabobo. And we saw another fracas. Someone literally carried a panga. I don't want to comment it was between who and who, but the fight broke between two rival politicians in Nyatike. I don't want to mention the name because yesterday, one of the magazine, or rather gazettes, said that a politician in a rank was attacked by goons who were carrying weapons, and wafuasi wa mwanasiasa mwingine walichukulia ni kama wao ndio walipigwa, but no name was mentioned. No name was mentioned actually, but that's why I'm very keen on my words, yeah. But we saw what we really saw that day. What we really saw that day really scared us. And Opie Wandai, who was one of the guests there, said that no, if you want to go this way, this one is not the way to go. If this is the way you people want to conduct your politics here in Migori, then I can see very many people are going to suffer in ODM. And then the fracas also made some guests not to come, and one of the guests who was supposed to be there was Farouk Kibet. So Ali, he went back to Rongo, where there was another function, and the function was organized by Migori County Senator. So and again, I also have to ask myself, why is it that anytime the senator organizes a big function, then it has some people have just have to take that initiative of ensuring that it doesn't see the light of the day. We saw one which happened at Asar, we saw the other one, and it is something that really scared people. And remember, the function at Kabobo was the religious function. So you can imagine you are taking your political strength to a church. You scare the church people. Women are running helter skelter.
Whichever the way,
helter skelter. So when we see that scenes in Migori at a Sisi, kama wanahabari, we feel very scared because we don't know what is waiting for us in 2027?
No, I think what we have to talk about here is leadership.
Yeah.
Who is a leader? Because many of these people, many of these politicians, they think they are leaders, but they are never leaders. Because there is a way that a leader is supposed to carry him or herself.
Yeah.
There is a way a leader is supposed to behave, whether in his personal closet or in the public. And you see, me, I blame those who we elect as our leaders.
Yeah.
Especially from Migori, especially from the Nyanza region and across the Republic of Kenya, because leadership entails a lot. And I will not blame those who are elected as those who are elected as leaders, but I will blame those who elect them, because number one, the voters are hungry. They need money. Therefore, I'm sorry to say, most of them don't think with their brain, they think with their stomach. And the very moment you start thinking with your stomach and not with your head, and not asking somebody, what are you bringing on board? That's number one. What are you bringing on board? What is your manifesto? What do you have for young people? What do you have for any other leader who is like you? If we don't ask such questions, if we don't look at your record before, then most probably we are yet to wake up to a very, very rude shock. Why? Because who we call leaders are not leaders. They are people who are in the leadership position to actually enrich themselves. And they will do everything within their means to protect what they believe they have gotten. Because I don't see a situation where a leader should be violent. You must not be violent to be a leader. And you must not force things to be a leader. So I think it boils back to those who elect them in those positions, those who take their time go and vote. And I think this is a time that Kenyans need to come out, not to go on the streets, but come up with a mechanism to educate the general public. The general public need to be taught, need to be sensitized, need to be empowered to know who a leader is. Because Lennox, the moment we don't do this, these things are prone to happen. Especially, it really paints our county negatively. It gives our county a different image that we never had, when every now and again there is fight, people are carrying pangas, women are scared, children are scared. You see, it is like we don't know what we want.
Yeah, because you know that Sunday scene, imagine mtu ametoa panga, literally. You know, once mtu ametoa panga, you don't know what next he's going to do with that panga. The only person I cannot be scared of when I see with a weapon is a police officer.
Yes.
Because I know very well that unless I threaten a life, that is when he will take an action. Unless I threaten his life, because I'm not supposed even to touch that weapon.
Yeah.
With him I am safe. But when you see a mwananchi amebeba panga, where people are in a function, in a religious function, as a county we have to ask ourselves what kind of leaders we elect. I don't want to say that that person belongs to such a politician, but maybe the people of Migori knows, they already knows that maybe the people belonged to such a politician, and they did not want maybe such a politician to be in that function. And you know, it is something that really scares us. I think it is okay, everyone has an ambition. Kila mtu akona ambition. Hata sasa hivi nikiingia nilimesikia ukisema Matiangi said that it will be a repeat of 2020 what? 202. I see nothing with 2002, because in 2002 Moi had been in power for over 24 years. So maybe if there is a president who has worked for a term, then he would have given us that example. You see? Maybe if there is a president who worked for a term, then maybe Matiangi would have given us that example. But if you look at the national politics, you will see there are people fighting Ruto. Ruto this, Ruto that, Ruto that, but they are yapping, and Ruto is continuing with his work. Come 2027, the people of Kenya will decide.
Yeah.
Same to Migori County. We have seen several politicians coming out. I have to contest for this gubernatorial seat. Someone like John Pesa saying that, oh, hii ilikuwa yangu, mimi nilinyang'anywa, but I have to give him time to work, but I will come back. Some are also are already moving across the county, having a meeting with people they really want to be in that seat. But come 2027, let each and every person come with what he has brought to the table, because I see nothing wrong with campaigning. Like in Nyatike, there's an MCA who has already declared that he must be the MP come 2027. There's nothing wrong with that. People move the ladder.
But I think, in as much as they have declared their position when it comes to leadership, there is a framework on which things should be done. We know so well that as at now, the IBC has not blown the trumpet, has not said now you can start campaigning.
But
in Kenya, it is like
it is the nature
all
of politics.
year, every year after the election, they don't even wait for a year.
Yeah.
It is campaigning, it is politics throughout, and this is the situation that we have found ourselves in, and to some extent you realize that we don't experience much of development, because, for example, the incidents that happened in Nyatike, you say, in as much as it was a church thing, it was coupled with kind of development that it was going to bring into that place. Now, there are some people, the dignitaries, those who are Shimiwas, who are supposed to go there to give their contribution to enable the empowerment of that region. But right now, when they made a U-turn, what happens?
They go back with
with whatever they had come with. So you realize that it is time that we people from Migori County, we have to open our eyes and look at it, look at politics differently. Let us not look at politics as a way of enriching ourselves, but let us look at it as a way of bringing transformation to our region. Because you see, these people who are politicizing everything, who are noisemakers, let me call them noisemakers, you realize that once they are in that position that they want to, they will not do anything.
Yeah.
I'm assuring you, that one, you can take that to the bank. You can take my statement to the bank. Wait for them to get to the position they want. Number one, right now they are dishing money, they are giving money to almost everyone, because they want to show the muscle that they have money. At the end of it, when they get to those positions, what they will do first is to take back the money that they have given to the people, is when they start working for people. And before you do that, realize the 5 years is over. The 5 years is not a millennium.
Yeah.
So I think it is high time that the politicians of Migori or from Migori need to start seeing politics differently. The same way the voters, the residents of Migori County also need to be sensitized. They need to be told. They need to be a forum where they are being educated. Say, they are indicators. Actually, they are indicators. There are things that can indicate that this person cannot be a good leader.
Yeah.
This person cannot be a good leader. If you see this and this in this person, they can never be a good leader. Just the same way, in homes where we stay, if you find a woman butler, somebody who beats his wife, who beats women, he can never make a good leadership in his own family. Because you hit your wife today, he runs away. You bring another one, you beat. So I think the government needs to come up, or the civil society. It is not, I believe this is the time they need also to come up and say, you want good leaders, they need to sensitize the common mwananchi. not only criticizing
The
the
problem with
government
common
so
Mwananchi
much
is
and the
that
police.
they want, anytime they see a leader, it has been just a norm.
Maybe it has been a norm. Now you are giving us what's happening in Migori, and those are part of what happened in Migori.
I think those are just some of the things that happened in Migori. Oh, the president just delivered a bus he promised to Uriri
boys.
Yeah, we saw it was delivered, and we saw Matthias Nyamaberobi, the MP Kuria West, also issuing 2 buses on Friday,
which the president had promised.
One the president promised, one was from the NGCDF. Yes, the president promised the bus belonging to St. Mary's Mirishi, and it was delivered successfully. Then we had Nyabohanse Moi girls. It was also delivered.
That was a promise from the president.
Yeah, and no, the Moi Nyabohanse girls was from the NGCDF office. Merishi bus was from the president's office, and it was a good move. The people are very happy, and I think that's all that happened have happened in Migori County since Friday.
Just on what had been happening in Migori County, you've mentioned the delivery of the bus that the president had promised to Riri Boys and some other places. We have a story here. The cash shortfall threatens schools' operation. Now, that's what the head teachers of secondary schools are saying, that there's been cash. Administrators warn they may have to release students earlier than planned. And this is because secondary school education is headed for collapse due to inadequate government funding. The Kenyan Secondary School Heads Association, KESHA, has warned the schools are experiencing serious financial crisis that requires urgent attention. KESHA National Chair Willie Kuria said. But we see the president delivering.
You know, I think I will just comment on this on maybe 1 or 3 sentences. Since the inception of the JSS in the primary school section, it is being rumored, underline the one that that the government is putting more effort on the JSS side than the secondary school side, just to make it a success. And I don't know, I'm not sure, but if that's the case, then maybe that might be one of the reasons as to why the head of schools are really crying. But if that is the case, the government should ensure that the Ministry of Education, the schools, gets adequate funding and in time, because we don't want to see learners coming home. Remember, we have Form 4 learners who are also preparing for their exams come November, right?
Yes,
November. And we really want to see it a success. So we don't want situations which jeopardizes, that's a very big English, the learning process in our institutions, especially in the government institutions. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
There is this big story which made the cover page of the People Daily newspaper. Matiangi, there is no path for a return of the Ruto presidency. Now Matiangi is out and is saying there is no way President Ruto is going to get back to power. And it's according to the former CS, the incumbent is staring at a defeat akin to the 2002 elections, where the margin was so huge the KANU candidate had to make an early concession. No, that's what Matiangi is saying, that now, looking at the way things are going around this time, it is like there's no way that Ruto is going to get back to power, because he's going to beat him with a big margin, that as early as 4 a.m.
In as much as Ruto might not be the president after 2027 general election, but there's someone I'll be sincere. I know I'm not supposed to be sincere.
No, but it is your opinion.
But
this is your opinion.
It is my opinion that there is someone I don't want to be the president of Kenya. That is Matiangi.
Why? You may be having your reasons.
Yeah, I have my reason. And at one point in time, there's an article that I read that Matiangi, it is being said that he was traveling outside the country, and anywhere that people are working, maybe there are protocols to be followed.
Yes.
Yes. At one point, when you reach an area and a place, you are being required to at least give out your documents, your identifications, and all that, because it is a requirement.
Yeah.
Yes, your job descriptions requires you to at least tell someone, can I have your ID, please? Can I have your traveling documents and all that, please? So it is being said that the article, according to the article I read, it is being said that the powerful minister by then was requested to give out the identification documents, and it is being said that he ordered that lady to be fired immediately just for requesting him to give out the documents. Ati hamjui, how comes haunijui, I am so and so. We don't want such kind of leaders, dictators, the leaders who are full of themselves, the leaders who are proud. Well, to me, I don't think such kind of leaders can make good leaders.
Now, on your point, I was listening to the interview where Miguna was being interviewed with the Citizen, Citizen television, and I remember, I remember Miguna was very categorical. He said, in as much as the President Ruto is bad, anything close to Matiangi is worse. So if Kenyans think they are going to replace President William Ruto with Matiangi, then that is that's a big mistake that Kenyans
might be a very big
making.
mistake.
That's according to Miguna.
To me, the best person that can be the president is Justice Maraga.
Now that brings another question, because moving to around Kisii area, you will find that the Kisii area, not all of the people from Kisii are in support of Matiangi. And if Matiangi himself is not able to consolidate the votes or people from where he comes from, the region where he comes from, to vote him as a bloc, you find there are some people who are still criticizing him. Now, that is in the Kisii. We take the Kisii, Nyamira, and the Guja. They are not able to come together in union in support of Matiangi. And you see, I see that it is like whatever he's saying is just PR, because you need to have a strong backing from your backyard. But if you do not have that strong backing from your backyard, then there's nothing good that is going to come of it. And look at it from, I'm sorry, but to say from the Luo, the Nyanza, the Luo area, nobody is actually, I've never seen somebody coming out and say, I support Matiangi. I've never seen a group of people coming up to support Matiangi. So if he's not able even to gather the votes from the Luo area, from the Luo Nyanza, which is part of what I believe he considered as his stronghold, then I don't know how he's going to beat the president. I don't know how he's going to beat Ruto.
Beating...
And another question, if Matiangi is out to go to the ballot box and is determined to go to the ballot box, then the opposition, what we see as the opposition today, is having a big problem. Please look at it. Do you think, this is my assumption and this is my analysis, do you think Kalonzo Musyoka will accept to back Matiangi for the presidency? Then he stays behind to support.
He can't.
I don't see that's happening.
Yeah.
Do you see somebody like Martha Karua saying now we are backing Matiangi and we are here to be
fact,
deputized?
I have a very big problem with those people who call them the opposition leaders. I have a very big problem with them. Because, number one, look at Kalonzo Musyoka. Remember, at one point in time, Kalonzo Musyoka was the Speaker of the National Assembly.
Yes, I remember. And
he
was
also
the Vice President.
You know that. Remember, at one point in time, Kalonzo alipenya katikati. Then he became the vice president.
Yes.
At this point of time, when Kalonzo was penyering katikati, people died.
Yes.
Kalonzo penyard katikati.
Yes.
People fought. Kalonzo penyard katikati. People fought. People were displaced. People lost their jobs. People lost their loved ones. But what did Kalonzo do? Alipenya katikati. So he's someone who have been in power. So he knows what it means to be in power, or rather to be in government. Martha Karua, this someone who have vied for presidency, if I'm not wrong. This is someone who have served as a justice minister. And if you look at her track record when he was the justice minister, there are things that he did that Kenyans, if you take your time to tell Kenyans that during this time she did this and this, Kenyans wataanza kushanga. This is someone who was with Kibaki in the 2007 election and even after the post-election violence. And even during the post-election violence. And at this point in time, Kenyans were dying. Karua he stuck or stick.
He did stick.
He did stick to Kibaki and was very fierce at that time. And he didn't want Kibaki to leave that seat. He was against Raila. People died. People lost their loved ones. People lost their jobs. People lost were displaced. And Kenya was in a quagmire of vugu-vugu. And she was just there, watching. But what did she say? That we can't redo another election, but you have to be here. Are you getting me? I'll take you back to Eugene Wamalwa. Eugene Wamalwa, his father was a politician, served as a vice president. At one point in time, Eugene Wamalwa was an MP. He served as a water minister in Uhuru's era. He served as how do we call it? Devolution CS, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So he's someone who has served. Look at Gachagua. He was a civil servant, an administrator during Moi's era, and even during Kibaki's era, if I'm not wrong.
You're very right.
Became the MP Madira. His brother was the governor for Nyeri. Who again? Nani pia ako pale?
We have Mutai, no, not Mutai, but Justin Muturi.
Justin Muturi. Justin Muturi. This is someone who have served as a speaker. He served as a speaker for 10 years, if I'm not wrong, during Uhuru's time. Served as a CS in Ruto's time. So these people, where are they bringing in the youths? Because if you look at that cycle, even the youth they were associating themselves with, that is, how do we call this person? Morara Kebas.
Morara Kebas.
He's out of the picture. So what I'm trying to say is that these leaders, there are people who really want to be relevant in politics and they really want to be in power, but they are forgetting that during their time, some of them were given time as early as 23 years old. Mtu alikuwa shajulikana eti I'm vibrant, I can be a leader, but nowadays when you try to come up as a youth, unafinywa. Yet they want to use the same youths to fight the government. Are you getting me?
I'm getting
so
you.
These people, they should at least, I can only support them if they will tell us that, you know, sisi tumejirudisha chini. We want to support the youth. I'm looking for that situation whereby they will say, now we want the youths to come and occupy each and every seat that can be occupied in the country. We want to support you as the youths, because our time in politics is over. The only thing we can do is to guide you. We want a youth to come vie for presidency. We want a youth to vie for Senate in all these 47 counties. We want a youth to vie for gubernatorial seats in all these 47 counties. Because if you look at some counties, if you look at the politicians that are being elected, they are very old. Some are even calling themselves youth representatives. Yet they are very old. They have been in the political arena for the longest time possible. I don't want to give an example with a county. But you know some of these counties that I'm talking to, I'm talking about. Some people became MPs, member of parliaments, as early as 1997. They are still in the political arena. They don't have that energy. Even mwanasiasa anatembea lakini unamwona hana nguvu. Have you seen that video clip ya Uganda? that old mzee.
I didn't watch it.
Have you seen? Have you seen it?
Yes.
So imagine we have those kind of people still in the political arena. We really want to see youths being told, these leaders now coming up, the opposition leaders coming up, that, you know, with us we don't want this thing.
But they are saying panapo wazee mambo hayaribiki.
Their work should be to guide. Tell you do this, you do this, you do this. And I'm telling you, if they will come up with that narrative to support youths, my friend, I think the country, the nchi itabadilika.
Okay. With that, there is a bill that is being proposed. Bill proposed new clause to truant ward representatives. Now, a story by Rollins Otieno. Electorate in a county ward may recall their MCAs before the end of the term of the member on grounds like MPs. Now, the Senate committee has recommended an amendment to the County Government Act to provide for the recall of nominated member of county assemblies MCAs. The Senate Justice and Legal Affairs Committee further wants the amendments to clearly outline the grounds for recall, the procedure for initiating a recall, and the entities responsible for overseeing the process. Now, from this bill that is being proposed is going to see that if by any chance an MCA is not delivering, has gone contrary to the law, then it can be recalled. Then it can also it can be tossed out of the position
by the electorate.
What is
but
your opinion on that?
It is something which is there in the constitution. I don't know why someone is trying to bring a bill which is already existing.
I think by the time the constitution was drafted, I think they did not have this mind of the members of the county assemblies. They are members of the National Assembly now, but this one is now is to focus majorly on the members of the county assemblies. In your opinion,
so which people, members of the maybe sijakupata, the electorates are able to impeach the member of the county assembly?
Yes,
it is something which is in the constitution. Once you see your leader is not delivering, as an electorate, you have the powers to remove him from office.
But do you exercise that? How do you
the problem is process? That wananchi, they have never exercised that. Yeah. Wananyamaza, wanakuambia tunakungoja 2027. Tunakungoja next general election, but they don't know that they can be able to impeach any leader who is not delivering.
Okay.
Yeah.
Medics on strike vows daily demos over old issues. Now the medics are also going to take to the streets. and they have vowed that they are going to demonstrate daily. Nairobi-based medical professionals blame Governor Sakaja for failing to address their grievances. A story by George Kibasu. Healthcare services at 129 health facilities across Nairobi have been severely affected as clinical officers enter their 84th day of industrial action, according to the survey by the Kenya Union of Clinical Officers, KUCO. The striking medical professionals have threatened to stage daily protest if their grievances remain unresolved by tomorrow, expressing frustrations over what they describe as being taken around circles during more than 80 days of fruitless negotiation with the county government. Now we see the medical practitioners, especially in Nairobi, are downing their tools, and they're saying we are going to the streets, we are demonstrating. We have been admiring to have this talk to help solve this problem, but the county government of Nairobi is not paying attention. So we are getting to the streets and we are demonstrating. I don't know what you think about that. And also there's this story. IMLU condemns Ruto's barbaric shoot legs order. Now this has sparked a lot of reactions. We did see the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga coming out and saying that should not happen. The president should not have gone that direction to order the shooting. We have seen Miguna coming out.
To me, I believe there's nothing barbaric there. I believe there's nothing barbaric there. The president was given a sword. The president was given a constitution. What is the work of a sword?
I don't know. You can tell me.
It's to protect the country. And the country is already going astray. It is not going in the good direction. You are allowed to andamana, but let it not be violence, full of violence. You're allowed to andamana, but let it not be about looting. You're allowed to andamana, but let it be not about throwing stones at the police officers. We've seen teachers undermanering. We've seen medics undermanering, and they want to undermana. Will you see them looting?
No.
They won't loot. Will you see them throwing stones? They won't throw stones. But we don't want a country whereby when it comes, when you want your voice to be heard, then someone have to incur losses as high as 200 million shillings. Did you see that lady crying? How do you feel? You know, I really felt for that woman, because with me, mtu ataki akininyang'anya, like, I'll give you a situation. On Saturday, I went to, I won't mention the bank. I just wanted to open an account. Then, and you know, on Saturday I was to rush to
Goke Haraka.
So I go there, then tells them I need to open an account really fast. Then the lady comes and begins assisting me. Amenisaidia kujaza form zote zinahitajika. Then she goes. Then she again comes back to me at, you know, now we will need 200 shillings for mobile banking, nini ndio upewe siji line ya bank. Then
account activation and all that.
Line ya bank, hiyo bank siji kuna venye kuna line easy. So the process takes long. The account opening takes around 10 minutes. Now these are the process. Inafika saa 3:30, Goke Haraka inaanza hiyo saa 4, and I should have left. Then I asked them, was this really necessary? It was necessary. Yet nimefungua account already. Then hii story ya line ndo inaniweka hapa. Only to realize later that it was not necessary. It was something that would have been done later. So I left them. Sikufanya. I told them, you know what, I'll come back on Monday. Sikuenda jana, and I don't see myself going there. And the lady just told me, okay, come back on Monday. We will assist you. You know, nilifika huko, deputy president akizungumza. And I really felt bad that this lady just manipulated me this way. Because I asked them, is this really necessary? Then she tells me yes. Only later to realize that it was not necessary. Yeye pia alikuwa anafanya tu kazi yake. So I really felt bad. I lost 200 shillings. Sijaenda huko. So I really, ilinisumbua like the whole day. Did I just give that lady 200 shillings? So imagine someone loses 200 million shillings within a day just because of maandamano. Someone losing his life just because anaenda anamchokoza of police officer. It doesn't make sense. And I support the president 100%.
Okay.
If the country is going to the wrong direction, toa makucha. Yeah, you're the president. You have the powers. Toa makucha.
Are youth talking?
Yeah.
You've got the youth talking now.
I'm a youth, but I don't support violence.
Okay, good,
Yeah.
good, great to that. Now, moving on, IBC has been constituted.
Yes.
Lawfully. Finally. Now, queries on IBC as team takes office. Now, the Auditor General has raised management concern as well as breach of law in new report. Now, the electoral story by Mercy Mwai. The Electoral Commission, whose members were sworn into office last Friday, has hit in tray full after Auditor General yesterday listed issues it has to address.
Let the issues be rectified.
Procurement as one of them that they have to address. Unregistered deregistration and many others.
Yes, I think those are some of the issues that we expect the office to deal with, because you remember we have had issues of people ghost voters.
Yes,
I think those are some of the issues there, right? Ghost voters. So it is something that the office must deal with, because now they are there, they are in place. They have to deal with ghost voters. They have to ensure that election is done free and fair, that every Kenyan will be how do we call it? Contested with. Contented with, yes.
Yes.
That's the English I was looking for. Contented with. So those are some of the procurement process. We want to see the procurement process following the due process of law, process of procurement things and all that. We don't want to see people coming in, you know, nipe tenda ya kununua ballot papers, nipe tenda ya kununua nini, nipe tenda, and then ama proxies. We want to see those tenders being given to youths, people with disabilities.
Even as tenders given to youths, remember we also have by-elections. I don't know how. We have many areas.
We have very many areas that we need to have by-elections. One of the areas is Ugunja. We have Kasipol. In Migori, I don't think we have an area we need a by-election, right?
I don't think so.
In Migori County, we don't have an area whereby we need a by-election. But this area we have, is it Baringo Senate?
We have Baringo Senate. We also have one in a part of Western.
In fact, Western we have around 3 cases.
And imagine, I don't know how they are going to manage to do this within a span of these 2 years remaining.
Those people should have representatives as soon as possible.
Okay, so that is also, you check on the People Daily newspaper and read more. Remember, People Daily newspaper is a free newspaper. You can get to your close vendor, pick a copy, read expensively, or the same, you can also go online. Just type People Daily newspaper and read more extensively. We have exhausted the time that we had here, and we have to say bye today. We'll meet you tomorrow the same time. Remember to keep following us on BTV. Your comments are valid and very important. since I began the show, I want my co-host to wind up the show.
We are the champions.
I'm not going to comment.
We are the world champions. We are the strongest club in the world. Yes. And we won it against the world. Every world was against us. Every person in the world was against us. It was us, the ball, the pitch, the referee, the goalpost, and the players. And we did it. Within the first 45 minutes, my friend, we did an amazing work.
I said I was not going to comment.
Just congratulate your brother, then I will wind up. Yes.
Congratulations to the Blues.
Yes.
Actually, you did a good thing. You really shown that PSG can be beaten.
I was telling people that once
I said I was not going to comment. Don't push me to comment.
I was telling people that Chelsea wakiona kikombe ndio kile pale. That's the thing imetuleta hapa. My friend, we will take it. Yeah. There's an English I'm looking for, but imekata kuja. So have a good day. Have a good day. We love you. Tomorrow will be on a Wednesday. It will be a ladies' night. Just prepare. When you'll be going back home, if you have ladies and girls in the house, at least buy a lollipop. Take it to them. Yes, you know, ladies, they are being triggered by simple things. The simple joys make the house looks better. That is what I realized since I got married. You know, simple things, they make the house lively. So tomorrow, ladies night, when you will be going to the house, ukibakisha 10 bob, nunua tu ka lollipop, surprise mama nayo.
I hope you find it. Thank you so much. Meet you tomorrow.